it helps if we add us to the stream. Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the Heat Army podcast.
That would be nice, like.
It would be nice. Mickey, may I just firstly say you're looking very smart there, son?
Yes, we are, aren't we?
Oh, we are. We're both looking very smart. We'd like to say a massive thank you to Patrick, and the team down there. We'll be speaking to Josh and Patrick very shortly. We are a man down at the moment. Dave is travelling down the A1 down towards Hull. He'll be joining us momentarily. He's sat now, said he'll get in at 3 minutes past 8, so we're going to hold him to that. But what a show we've got for you tonight. Lots to talk about. New players, new strips. Just a lovely celebration of football on Tyneside this weekend. I'd say everyone's a winner in this one, and we want to hear from you. Let us know all your thoughts about the game. Are you going to the game? Are you one of the few one of the many that was unable to get a ticket? Let us know. Also, message us as you can on here, like that. Sean Parry, good evening, everybody.
Sure.
Yes, evening, and we'll go through all of these very shortly. And there we go from the West Potters. So everyone coming in. Fantastic. And what we want to do, we're going to get into it very shortly. But if you're new to the Heat Army podcast, like and subscribe, please. It really would help. We want to try and get the algorithm up and get more people talking about Gateshead. And ultimately, hey, if you're just a passing fan of a little bit of interest, which some people might be from this weekend, hopefully they are, and you might want to come along to a Gateshead game or listen into a Gateshead game on our channel here on YouTube, then we're more than welcome, and hopefully we can entice you to come along to be a bit of a regular. If Sunderland or Newcastle or Middlesbrough, whatever team allegiance, Gateshead can be your vested interest. That's the best way to put it, isn't it, Mickey? I'll quickly put a little bit of this up here in the background just before we bring in our first guest. We do have Adam Pearson joining us as well. He's got a big few weeks to talk about as well coming up, but obviously we played Sunderland. It was quite a strong Sunderland side, Mickey. The first few minutes it looked like Sunderland might steamroll us. We got into the game, and well, 2 fantastic goals, and when that second one went in, you seen Sunderland had to go into a different gear. It wasn't just a walk in the park, was it?
No. First of all, I'd like to thank all the Sunderland fans for coming as well. Have over 5,000 there watching the friendly was excellent, and I think the lads put on a really, really good display. Some of the football they played on Saturday was as good as I've seen it before. I mean,
considering those international players there, they're going to be, you would think, challenging for the playoffs in the Championship. It's a team that is, full of good players, Championship level players, and we matched them for a good while. I know obviously it's pre-season, you can't look into it too much, but we've got to take the positives where we can. And look at this move here. I mean, it's
that's unbelievable, that.
And then obviously Jordan Hunter there, just cutting in. And initially I thought this took a deflection, and I said it in commentary, and Mark thought it did as well. But when you see the replay, Connor Panny just hits this sweet, perfectly timed.
I think it's caught the top of the Sunderland player's foot, as he's kicked it.
Possibly. If it is, it's the slightest of touches. I mean, it's been enough to help it get over the goalkeeper, but a lovely finish nonetheless.
Unbelievable finish. And that, I keep saying it all the time. Lads that come through the ranks and do things like this, it's what us, like every club's home fans wants to see.
He's started pre-season the way he finished the regular season with a goal, playing well. Connor Panny, of course, still very young. See it come through the ranks, and hopefully he'll progress even further. But this is the sweet one as well from Adam Campbell. Awful passing from Sunderland.
It was an awful pass, but what about that finish?
Pick that out.
Like you said on the commentary, Adam Campbell bringing the filth back. It was an absolute storm. When he's just 2 seconds there, that's when I knew he was going to hit it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, beautiful finish. But no, look, all in all, Sunderland turned out in the numbers. Great day for the club to make a bit of money in pre-season. Great run out. And the game was played in the right way. And that's hopefully what will happen on Saturday as well. Lots and lots of messages coming in. We will get to them. We've got this one here. We've got one from Geordie as well. Thank you very much. I hope you subscribed as well, Geordie. Krista, stories for evening, lads. Great to see you both. We'll get through the messages as we go on. But we do have guests waiting in the wings. We'll bring the first one in now as Adam Pearson. If you follow a lot of football content on YouTube, you would have seen this man. He's doing a sterling job, and he'll be there on Saturday. Hello there, Adam.
Hello, lads. It's an absolute pleasure to be invited on tonight. I can't wait to get back to the Gateshead International thing. It's been a while, actually, believe it or not, since I've last been to Gateshead. I used to go quite a few a couple of seasons ago. I only think I've been won last season, so I've been slacking off a bit, to be honest, but I can't really get back. I'm just been missing the football, really. I know you guys have been...
Was it early rubbish Gateshead or great, fantastic Gateshead at the back end of the season that you've seen?
It was early rubbish, to be honest.
Oh, you missed the back end of the season. But I just mentioned there before, it's a lovely celebration of football for us. Obviously, we had Sunderland last weekend. We had a good crowd, bigger crowd, sell out against Newcastle on Saturday, against a plethora of international players and Premier League players, now Champions League players. This is probably for us. It's kind of felt like a long overdue friendly that we've always kind of missed out, getting to play the big boys at home. As a Newcastle fan, do you see it as a decent one for the fans to get to see the players away from St James's Park but still local?
Well, I do agree that I think it's a good opportunity. I think Newcastle probably every season should try and look to get a non-league ground around the North East. I think it's a great opportunity. You've seen it already. So Lee Marshall, the head of Newcastle United's media team, confirmed yesterday that all the money will be going direct to the Gateshead from the ticket gate, which is unbelievable for you guys. Obviously, 12,000 fans, you get every penny of that ticket money. So it is a great opportunity for clubs such as Gateshead to be able to benefit from Newcastle's turning up. But it's also a good run out for our players. Now, I do fully expect Newcastle probably to have a good amount of under 21 players playing, so it's a good opportunity for them. A full sellout game. It's going to be an incredible atmosphere. I know you guys had Sunderland last week, but I think when you got Newcastle turn up now, a Champions League side, it's going to be an incredible day for everyone involved. So I can't wait for it. It's going to be fantastic.
We've got Steely. He's made it down the motorway. How you're looking very smart as well, son. How are you doing?
Absolutely, it's looking good. I was just seeing you a couple of hours ago. Evening, lads. Evening, Adam. How are you doing?
Right.
Yeah,
it's good. It's good to be here, and these are very smart, by the way, I've got to say.
They certainly are. You think we had arranged which colour to wear as well?
We're all in sync.
Black's very slim, and you see that's why I wore black.
That's what I was going to say. That's why I put it on. But obviously, Adam, you're going from strength to strength on YouTube. You're lucky swine. You've got the subscribers. You're doing well. Did you ever envisage it going as well as it has, to be able to cover the club that you love and be able to do the travelling that you're doing as well?
Well, I think it's always a bit of a tricky question to answer, because I think especially for myself as a YouTuber, I don't really like setting goals. I would say it's not really a case that I'd say next year I want to be at this level or I want to be at this stage. Yeah. I mean, for me, it was just always about watching Newcastle and being able to kind of fund myself so I can go to all the games and not have to kind of worry about anything. I was the thing with me being at university as well. I had to do that in the background and go to Newcastle games. It was quite a lot. I think for anyone that kind of knows when you're trying to do two major things at once, it's just a lot to think about. So for me, when the opportunity came, well, obviously the takeaway happening, that was a really big moment for Newcastle. I thought, well, I'm not going to get a better chance than ever to kind of go over this now, so I'm going to go over the floor. We'll see how it goes after a year or so. But it's been incredible. The opportunities I've had has been amazing. It's just so good. I actually enjoy watching Newcastle. Not just myself, just the club itself. I think everyone knows how bad things were on the mic actually at Newcastle, so to actually get them out and get a takeaway that happened, it's just, I mean, it's everything Newcastle fans ever want just happens so quickly. I mean, now you're talking about Newcastle United Champions League cycle into next season. It's just ridiculous how Newcastle the Champions League, when you think about it. It's just, I'm so happy to see where we are.
Yeah, and obviously as well, I mean, to be able to follow your team and fund it it's a massive bonus. You live in the dreamland at the minute, really, on that front, because you're there and you're getting to record content as well as see the game, and it's obviously because I like, we make a little bit of content, but not as much as you do with vlogs, but it becomes addictive, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, it's just enjoyable. I think you guys know yourselves, going to the Gateshead games and commenting and everything. It's just an incredible experience, just be able to watch a team you love, and it's something that gradually over time you enjoy more. I've seen it with Gateshead the second half of the season. All of a sudden, you look like a team that's odds-on favourite to go down, and you just get all these wins out of nowhere. I'm sure you'll be loving every single second of that when you're watching it live. So, yeah. I mean, for Newcastle, it's kind of the same thing. We're just in a different situation. Newcastle, a team that at the start of the season, I think majority of people probably would have said maybe finish top 6 if you're lucky, but the fact we've been able to get third half into the season, then maintain top 4 for the entirety of the campaign is just incredible. I think Eddie Howe has been able to work with money that people would assume would never get you Champions League football nowadays. So it's unbelievable. I can't wait to see what teams we actually get and be travelling around the Europe all year long watching Newcastle. So it's unbelievable what we say now.
I mean,
sorry, Dave. He's done a great job, hasn't he, as the manager? He's done a tremendous job. I mean, he hasn't spent huge amounts of money, really. You know, I know you've got a lot of money, but you haven't actually spent, you know, that much money, really. And you know, compared to Liverpool's, Man U's, and obviously City, you know, and he's done remarkably well. He should have got Man
Everton and Villa as well.
Aye, that's right. Aye, Everton and Villa.
He spent more money than Newcastle as well.
Is that right? He's a very shrewd manager, isn't he? He's good. He works with players, doesn't he? You know. Because, like, I mean, look at Joe Linton. There's a classic, isn't it? I mean, Joe Linton, God, he was crap, wasn't he? But look at him now. You know, but he was. He wasn't even getting the Gateshead at the beginning. Now he's playing for Brazil. I mean, he's honestly, he's a transformed player, though, isn't he?
Well, definitely. Obviously, with Eddie Howe being able to drop into midfield from that striker always been a key issue for him. I just think in general, Newcastle, we brought him in as a number 9. I mean, he was never on number 9 at Hoffenheim, so I don't know why we did that. To be honest, now that Eddie Howe's had a chance to actually look at Joe Linton's strengths and put it into midfield role, I mean, the guy is quite literally one of the best midfielders in the league, you would honestly say, based on form. So to see him, Bruno, now Tonali coming in alongside likes of Joe Willock and Sean Long stuff, I mean, Newcastle's midfield is some of the best in the Premier League based on depth and based on how they're
going to be up against it on Saturday. I mean, because you've got Greg Ollie there, we've got it's going to be a battle of the Titans. But you mentioned about the how good Newcastle were last year, and of course got into the Champions League. But the back end of last season, both teams got to Wembley. Unfortunately, we didn't get to do it. You know, we were both riding the high because we were the form team behind Wrexham and Notts County. We were getting a lot of publicity online. People were saying, well, you know, if Gateshead had started better, where would they have been? And of course, Newcastle, you know, plugging away, getting wins, you know, here, there, and everywhere. It's been a nice year on Tyneside, really, hasn't it?
Well, yeah, just for North East football in general. I mean, when's the last time like an actual team's got to a proper cup final? I mean, Sunderland lost to City, 2013 or something. I mean, it's been a long time since the North East team's actually been able to get to an official major one-off final. And for Gateshead as well, I know obviously all the trouble you guys have been going through the last few seasons is unbelievable. Getting an opportunity to go back to Wembley. I know things didn't go out so well for in the end, but just like Newcastle, you kind of look back at it and go, well, you know, it's happening. Let's see what we can do going forward. But obviously for you guys, the most important part, I think, was staying up last season. I think especially how things can go. And the fact you've been able to stay up. I think Mike Williamson's done an unbelievable job of what he's got at Gates. Obviously, we know that you haven't got all the money to spend, so it's obviously a case of being able to use what you have. And considering you lost the likes of Langstaff, you lost Scott, I think you've done an unbelievable job to actually comfortably stay up as well, not just stay up. You've done it with ease towards the end. So
on Saturday, do you not want to talk to Eddie Howe and tell him to put in like a $5 million bid for Longstaff, and then we get the sell-on clause? It would just be win-win, and then you could loan him back to her. I haven't thought of this at all. I just.
Well, we still have players like Ryan Fraser, Jeff Hendrick be interested in those. Still need to get rid of them.
Yeah, well, we'll take them in a loan deal. It's all right. But,
before we go any further, Adam, is Tonali going to be number 20, like you got on the back of your shirt, or do you not know yet?
Well, I still think you will. Obviously, I'm not actually sure. A lot of people believe that Eddie Howe will change Gordon's number from 8 and give that Tonali. But for me, I don't think we'll change Anthony Gordon's number. To be honest, I'm going to stick by that. Tonali will get a new number. So I think 20 was probably the only realistic one to pick. Well,
once I was a notable Gateshead fan for getting the wrong number on the back of my shirt, but I only did it because I was a skinflint, because Keith Fletcher used to play number 10 and I got number 9 on the back.
One less number
more back in the day. That's all I'm saying. But yeah. But someone asked a question there before. Is Adam a Gateshead fan? I think you've got a floating interest, haven't you? Is that the best way to put it?
Well, yeah, I think to call myself an actual Gateshead fan, I think it probably would be a bit of a lie, to be honest. I mean, I've been at one game last season. I think I'm probably more of a casual Gateshead fan, if that was any way of putting it. I mean, I do try my best to go to non-league matches, but just unfortunately with Newcastle United and the women's team, it's quite a lot. So, obviously, I know there are times during the week, or of course, you have your non-league weekend during the year when it's an opportunity to kind of come down. So, I try my best to come down, but honestly, I never really get a chance to go to the games. I do always keep an eye on Gates. I do at least stay well educated enough to kind of know what's going on. I think Gates in general.
What you should have said there is I always listen to the podcast.
I mean, to be fair, I think Gateshead kind of always gets called on League Newcastle because I think both teams do have quite a lot of connections. I mean, you've seen it last season. We had a pre-season match at the training ground. We're doing it again this year. I think Newcastle and Gateshead do have a lot of things going on behind the scenes. Of course, Newcastle's under 21s is going back to Gateshead Stadium again. So I do definitely think there's a massive connection between the two clubs that I'm trying to try and dwell in a bit more on Saturday. But I mean, honestly, for me, I try my best, but ultimately, I kind of can't go to many games.
Oh, well, obviously, just the sheer amount of games that you go to anyway, it'll be very hard to squeeze in another one. You need some time away from football from time to time.
Obviously, he watches Newcastle Women's as well. Sorry, Davey. Sure, Fox is a big fan of the Heat commentary. She sometimes helps Davey summarise.
Yeah, we have Charlotte Potts on, and she's been on the podcast a good few times as well.
Haven't they just gone full time? Newcastle.
Yeah.
After just saying this week as well, so they're really can make big strides going forward. But I'd say that's another dimension to what Newcastle's done over the road. But similarities to Gateshead, we've got our ladies team now. It seems to be there's a lot of similarities that's happening. Obviously, apart from the money wise,
only about 95 billion behind.
The chairman Newcastle's got like a poor cousin that would like to buy Gateshead, poor compared to the chairman, but still rich to us. We who knows? But no, the ladies' teams are taking a stride forward as all football clubs seem to be doing now. And, it just seems that there's a feel-good atmosphere. And hopefully, as you mentioned there before, the links between the clubs, you never know if there's a player with the opportunity to come on loan. We had Dan Langley last year. It didn't work out. So not all loans do, but you never know. There may be a player in the future that gets into the Newcastle first team like Paul Dummett did after a loan stint at Gateshead. Yeah.
He went quiet.
Did go quiet. I said it all.
First time I've seen Adam Pearson gone quiet.
I got
to sing with a song, Adam. Come on, I heard your singing voice the other week. That was wonderful. Come have another song.
I want to know his expectations. Adam,
way up. He's getting on the table to sing, you see.
Losing my composure here. No, I mean, I do sing it now and again, but listen, it's probably more of a thing in the past, to be honest.
Yeah.
Adam, what's your expectations this year for Newcastle?
Oof, well, no, I do think Newcastle has a bit of a problem, to be honest, somewhat of expectations, because I think people now, after getting into the Champions League, a lot of people all of a sudden will think that Newcastle can do it again, but realistically, I don't think we probably can. So I think it's probably best for us to try our hardest in the Champions League and domestically, and obviously in the Premier League, we want to try and get top 6, top 7, just maintain any form of European football. I think we've got something to work with there. But I mean, for me, I kind of just want to see us win something, to be honest. Obviously, Newcastle's been so many years since we've actually won a major one. So I think after losing that cup final last year at Manchester, that's kind of one thing in the back of my mind. I just want to see us actually physically win something. So I mean, we'll see what happens. But honestly, my expectation is to try our best in all the competitions and just to finish anywhere in Europe again. I think it's an unbelievable season.
Oh, fantastic. We do have another guest waiting in the wings. We're going to bring him in the moment. But before we do, obviously, this is a clue to where it is, who he is. He's from Patrick, Josh from Patrick. But we do have, we see me, Davey, and Mickey are sporting our new podcast T-shirts provided by the beautiful Patrick, and you can have a chance to win one. It's a size large. Also, as well, bear in mind, please be in the country and hopefully at the game on Saturday. That helps. But hashtag Patrick in the chat, and you could be sporting one of these in either white or black in size large. So there we go. So we'd love you to enter that. We've got one entrant at the minute, so that entrant has a good chance. There is a few more starting it now. Hashtag Patrick, and we'll draw that later on. But Adam, have you got any questions for us regarding Gateshead?
Oh, well, I'm trying to think of a question, actually. I mean, for Gateshead, just probably what are your expectations now? I know, obviously, after the season you've had, I think, realistically, if Gateshead were to have a good start this season, you could even potentially put yourselves high up that tier. But I mean, honestly, just what are your thoughts on Newcastle as a whole? I guess like what kind of opinions do you have on Newcastle personally?
Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Go on, Mickey.
My opinion is, I'm absolutely over the moon of coming over to Gateshead to give her a friendly. I'm absolutely delighted.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of Newcastle games as well. because Trina's my girlfriend. Trina, she's a big Newcastle fan as well as Gateshead. And what I've witnessed, I think Kieran Trippier has been an absolutely outstanding captain for Newcastle, in my opinion. And now I can see them going for the League Cup or an FA Cup. It's going to be even harder for them to get in the top four. The way Liverpool's spending money, the way Villa's spending money, City probably don't have to spend a lot of money to be there or thereabouts. Arsenal are spending an absolute fortune. So I think Newcastle could quite easily finish in the top six again. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
I think it's also brought the feel-good factor to the area, to the region, hasn't it? Like, Newcastle, Gateshead, buzzing, and I think win a cup of some sorts, even the League Cup, you wouldn't say no to it. The place will erupt if you win something. I mean, God, it's been, in fact, it's none of our lifetimes. Have any of us seen Newcastle United win anything? No.
No.
So yeah,
I've seen them win the championship a few times.
Mickey, but no, in my opinion, I'd like to see Newcastle do well. I'm a Gateshead fan first and foremost, but my worry was when the takeover happened, you think, because you hear about how rich it was, you think, is the region just going to ignore non-league? That was my first worry, just because obviously the excitement and the build of what's happening, the scramble for tickets, but I don't think that's happened. I think ever since the pandemic, a lot of people have stuck with non-league as well as the first teams, and that's the good thing. And obviously, what we're seeing seems like there's good links between the clubs, and that's what's exciting me, that they aren't ignoring the little teams around. And obviously, I think you mentioned the pre-season friendly or behind doors friendly we played with Newcastle. They obviously respected the way we played and and kept the ball on the ground and didn't take any cheap shots or bad crunching tackles or anything. Obviously, there's been impressions made, and Gateshead's hopefully we can continue to do that. And my view is that hopefully we can get a few floating Newcastle fans that'll think, I'll go and watch Gateshead. Newcastle's playing on Sunday, because that's going to be a big thing this year. There is going to be a lot of fixtures that are going to be Sunday, Monday with the Champions League fixtures. So hopefully we can get a few people come across and we give a good show of ourselves on Saturday. Yeah. So yeah.
Good show, David. That was well put.
Oh, yeah. I do sometimes. I say, Adam, thank you very much for coming on. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. I say best of luck with obviously YouTube and also following the team around. I'm not jealous at all that you managed to get all the games and travel around. But look,
stateside next week.
People don't see what goes on behind the scenes. The traveling, it can get mundane, but you're still putting the content out, and I wish you the best of luck. And thank you very much. Before we go, though, I'm going to bring in Josh, because Josh is a Newcastle fan from Patrick. And I don't know if, Josh, have you got any questions for Adam? Because I know you follow his content.
It's... I think for me, mate, you put out a lot of videos, and sometimes, I don't know how... Obviously, Newcastle's in your heart and in your soul and such. But do you ever get a point where it can be quite hard to get content out, almost like creators block and things like that?
Well, I mean, it just depends what time of the year it is for Newcastle. I think with the transfer window up now, there's always something going on news-wise with Newcastle. I think Newcastle's quite an active club as well. And what I mean by it is always stuff coming out in social media. I think especially with Newcastle United Saudi Arabia background, there's always going to be people talking about the club no matter what. So, I mean, potentially it could be at times the amount of games that one, the amount of teams Newcastle have to talk about. I think it's always a case where there is something to talk about. I don't really think it's ever a case where there is a bit of creative block, I would say, honestly. I mean, maybe there might be a time of the year, for example, at National Break, obviously there's nothing going on there, and maybe at that point, yes. But I mean, honestly, for the large majority of the year, it's a good call, to be fair. And obviously, that's someone like you, that could come to play. Got a bit like this way.
Yeah, and lastly, just where do you they've already touched on it here, the Heed there about it, but what's I know you said you don't set goals, but ultimately, I mean, you are because I see your videos all the time. I think the way you present, mate, so personal, come across as like a real genuine bloke, and I think that's why you are so popular as well. And do you see yourself becoming anything more official, like actually part of a club, or will you always be independent like you are? Where do you see yourself maybe? What if you had to say you had a goal, what would it be?
Oh well, obviously stuff like Newcastle is going to be an obvious one for me as a fan. I mean, for someone like that, I'm not really too sure how it would work. Obviously, I think for an actual YouTuber to join a football club, I mean, I don't think anyone's ever done that. If I'm correct in saying that, I think it's always kind of a thing where if someone was to join a club, it's of a background of having multiple degrees in journalism, multiple degrees in, I mean, actually in social media stuff. So it's always a thing for someone such as a content creator. I just don't really think it's realistic or how to give an honest answer on that. I think especially how high in demand Newcastle is as well. We've got an Amazon Prime documentary coming out next month. We've got everything regarding Sky Sports and all these different media outlets. I think for someone such as a content creator, I mean, honestly, for me, I don't ever see it happening if I had to give it honest answer to that. But I mean, for me, I'm just happy where I am now. I think I probably will get involved with it though. So we'll see what happens. But for me, I'm just kind of happy where I am. I don't really ever expect anything from Newcastle United.
No, just keep on doing it, mate. You're doing an awesome job. Genuinely mean that, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Josh. Thank you so much.
Adam, you've been an absolute legend.
Hopefully have one last message.
One last question, yeah.
Adam, you know when you go stateside,
yes,
you go to watch. You obviously, how long are you going to be there for?
11 days.
Right. So after about 5 days, get our presents then, and don't spend too much because I'd hate to see you go skint for the last few days.
Well, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you very much.
Oh, there we go.
4 fridge magnets.
Hopefully,
enjoy yourself.
Thank you very much.
Thanks
for coming on. Cheers.
Cheers,
Sorry, I cut him off there by mistake. No, fantastic to have Adam on. Absolutely amazing. We've got Josh here, of course, from Patrick on the top of the strips, but there is a chance to win one of these lovely tops, white or black in size large. So all you got to do is hashtag Patrick in the chat. We've been putting them up on the screen. There's a lot of people entered so far. You can still enter as well. So there's a lot of people watching, but what would ask is please be in the country. that's the one. So there we go. I'll remove that. Well, welcome back to the show, Josh. How are you doing?
Great to be here. It's almost like we're the best. It's almost like we're the best of friends already. You know. It's like,
with that shirt, you're the best of friend with a lot of Heat fans. To be honest.
That just brings us to it. There. Let's get the shirt up here. Of course, modelled by the Gateshead ladies. There it is, right in front of the angel. Something tells me that Marcus Denanga has modelled before.
It seems that way. It seems very comfortable in front of the camera.
It's very Case catalogue, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, nice. He's got that sort of blue steel look, you know.
The man at C&A for the people that remember that. But yeah, the goalkeeper top there as well. But obviously, Archie Mayer has joined the club on loan from Norwich. He was at Notts County last year, and he looks very dapper. And that we'll talk about him later on. But the strip itself, spoke to you via DM and just said how well it went down. And we're not just blowing smoke up your backside because you're on here with us. It has went down very well, and I know you've had a lot of messages yourself on social media, people saying can't remember a company interacting with the fans the way you have, and it's just went down a storm.
Yeah, well, it's like you've got the whole brand on board of you. Like even the owners are tuning in tonight, the owners of Patrick, and they're absolutely delighted to be part of your family, you know. And it's been something which, you know, has been sort of, you know, talked about in the office so often. You know, Gateshead comes around, and you know, it's always a positive feeling when we're talking about your football club. And you know, just coming down to Wembley to sort of meet a lot of you. Obviously, I met you, David, and it was just a nice experience. You know, it felt like we already knew one another, and the fact that we're supplying you with your kit, and it's more than that though. We kind of understand you. You know, we get what it means to be a Gateshead fan, and I think that we're showing that in our designs for you. We want to really show you that we understand by giving you what you want, and giving you, you know, the sort of things that you see every day. So for instance, you know, a lot of people are driving past the Angel every other day, if not every day, and what better way to celebrate that, and that's famous monument, and popping it on your shirt.
Yeah. It's just amazing. I mean, obviously we spoke with Wembley and said that they're probably quite excited when it comes out, and I think it's exceeded expectations, the shirt, since it's come along. And of course, if anyone is just tuning in, the shirt is available for pre-order now on the Gateshead FC website. Click the link to the shop and you can order yours now, home and away. And just as here says, Barry Lee looks amazing. And we had a few messages here. The Waldens love the shirt.
Yes, the Waldens.
Mr. Luke, home and away kit gets cracking ordered mine. There we go. And then we got one there up before as well. Really nice kits. Cracking job, Josh and Patrick. It's it's just been a lovely marriage, should we say?
Really nice, hasn't it? Yeah.
Dare I say, I can't remember a shirt manufacturer providing 3 home shirts in the space of 3 months, because we had the emergency one at Hebburn as well. Was that a tight turnaround?
Yeah. Just that kit took. I think we turned that around in like 24 hours. And that's a credit to our sort of like production team. They are incredible. Like, nothing is too big a job, nothing's too small a job. We just sort of get to it. And we got Mission Impossible that's going around to cinemas at the moment, and these guys could very much star in that film easily. Quite happily putting Tom Cruise to the test.
Are you telling me that the bosses of Patrick can ride a motorbike off a cliff and parachute down with a gated strip?
Hey, I've seen it I've seen it happen a few times. Never recorded, but it's happened. Trust me.
It's always best in memory. We've got a message here. I think Ken is one of the lads like us, a big lad. He's asking about the sizes this time. I think I read that there was bigger sizes provided.
So no, we did touch on that last episode, didn't we? And we knew that was a concern that for you. And we mentioned that it was very much sort of us and the club, who deals with that. And it's the club that sort of order the sizes in, and we can accommodate anything. So what I think's probably happened here is that we've now seen that this was a thing that came up, and they've obviously seen that was a thing that was fed back, and the sizes are now available in the ones which you want, which would have been there originally, but we didn't know that would probably arise. So it's a thing that sorted itself out, and when it does become available, we hope he's able to sort of wear it the way we want it, when we really do believe that will be the case. We've solved it.
Oh, getting lots of nice messages coming in. We've got Joshua going, go Josh.
A fantastic name. I've seen Patrick as well. I mean,
there's another
some good namesakes here.
This is a partnership made in heaven. If we could have paid for people to do these, we would have put them on. When is the actual release, guys?
So again, that's the club that you will need to speak to about that. It's very much almost like our part has happened and done. So in terms of the decision making now, that then passes over to the club. So anything that you sort of have regarding that sort of things, it would be always them. But I unfortunately don't have the answer to that for you. All I can tell you is that it's done. Pretty sure that they'll be working around the clock to come out with something soon. But again, just do that.
Have you lost your phone in the past?
I lost it last week. Yeah. I live up to this, and it's a curse. A lot of my job, unfortunately, is dependent on my phone. And I left it in the office, and it closed. And I was thinking to myself, I can't go a night without it. What's going to go on? How am I going to answer that? How am I going to answer?
Tell the truth. It was Monopoly Go you were missing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. You've seen. No, we got it saved in the end. But that's one of the.
We've had a couple of questions regarding the goalkeeper top, if that's going to be available.
I believe so. I think that the goalkeeper shirt may have been available for your Wembley one as well. I think so. Yes, the goalkeeper shirt should be too. Yeah. Again, I'll get it confirmed, but I know that it was very popular with your supporters last time round, and it's a beautiful colour as well. It's I think many a striker are going to be sort of like stopped in their tracks and just sort of like think, you know what, I'm just going to admire this for a little while. Ball's gone. That's our aim. That's our mentality at Patrick. We're very forward thinking in our designs.
Someone's thinking a little bit far ahead here, but will he be doing National League champion one-off shirt?
Happily.
And of course, Bernard McWilliams, Gateshead Vice Chairman, he's put up the link there to the shop. It's gfcshop.co.uk. So if you haven't ordered already, get yourself down to that. But yeah, I mean, we mentioned as well at the top of the show, obviously we're all looking very dapper here, and we'd like to say a massive thank you to yourself and Rick.
If Adam was here still and I had my polo on, it'd be almost like the greatest five-a-side football team of all time.
I don't know where I'm going to play with my crutches, but still, I'll be a willing participant.
And you've got a keeper here, so
that's good. Well, I'll tell you, you guys are all coming out with these the solutions to the problem. So I think that we need to get on the road. We need to get our own pre-season.
We've got another question from Charlotte. Will there be any training kit available to buy?
Again, it's a discussion to have with the club. I'm sounding like I'm like, Josh, why don't you give me some answers? Why don't you? Unfortunately, just being in not just being, but in marketing, I'm very much aware of the kits that are produced, and I'm very integral into all of the goings on and making it as big as I can get. But in terms of the operational side of things, again, that's a conversation to have with the club. But we know how much it means to you. We know how much you want to wear it. It's quite evident. When the first merchandise drop happened, we had to get it all in again for you because you just snapped our hands off for it. And then obviously the kit, the same thing. So if there's demand, then obviously there's a conversation to have there. So leave that one with us.
Apparently someone's fixed the five-a-side team. We're going to play with a man down and I can be manager.
Great. Just look what's happening here, guys. We've started something very special here, and who knows where we could go.
What I want to... Sorry.
No, you go for it.
What I was going to just ask Josh, the Patrick website, will you be putting stuff on there, Gator related as well?
Yeah, I think that's something that we can look at. I know that obviously there's a teamwear one, which we're really proud of. We've even got a kit builder on there, so you can design your own kits and such, design your own Gateshead shirt. We'll probably be looking into that, because like I said, it's proving so popular, and we want you to be a global team as well. We want people from all around the world to be able to purchase your merch.
Ryan Reynolds likes the commentary, but just before we go any further, we've got a lot of viewing in at the moment.
Still gathering about that.
That's it. If you'd like to win a t-shirt, either in black or white, size large, that me and Mickey and Davey are sporting here, he'd on me branded Patrick Polo, hashtag Patrick in the chat. Also, as well, just before we go any further, there is a few things going on at Gateshead Football Club, and this is one of them. It is Laugh Your Head Off Comedy Night. You've got Al Stevenson, John Scott, Matt Reed, and Gav Webster, all headliners. This is a fantastic show. You would see this at one of the top comedy clubs around the country. I'm not just saying that because I know Gavin Webster, Matt Reed is a killer, and John Scott and Al Stevenson are fantastic as well. So it will be a great night of comedy at Gateshead. Get along, support this, and this could be a regular thing because the Northeast has. It's not just a hotbed of football hotbed for football, should I say? It's a hotbed for comedians up here as well. So you will see a great show at that. And of course, Saturday, if you don't have a ticket, it is available to be streamed for $9.99. You will have the Heat on Me podcast commentary on there. Or if you're working and can only listen, you can listen to the commentary on YouTube. So there we go. And also as well, the lads looking good here in their training tops from Patrick. They were at, is it Calliope? Calliope, HMS Calliope, they were training down there and getting some extra reps in with the guys down there. So look how smart they look. So fantastic.
With all them Navy lads, all rum bumming bucky. Oh, lads. Well, 10 of them's injured.
casting aspersions, Mickey. Right. Also, as well, a shout out to Raw, who are also on the strips as well, and the other sponsor, which has drifted out my mind, which I'll quickly get as well. It's on the team shirt. There we go. I can't remember who the other one is. It's Utility on the back, isn't it? So yeah, they're looking fantastic. Of course, Gated Central on the home shirts and Pure on the away shirts. So yeah, looking very, very smart. And thank you to those sponsors for getting involved with the club and carrying it forward. We've got lots of ones coming here. Dave, just play up front and hit the opposed and keep working.
It's still happening. It's still happening. I love it.
We've got Mickey's got mid-80s. There was a very smart Patrick Puffer jacket. Bring them back with a heat badge on retro. Oh, there we go.
Like I say, if there's demand and there's people that want it, I mean, right. Like I said, we try and make things happen. So let's look at it.
We're also a thing that can obviously there is people from the club watching. They can look into this. Can you ask about children's training tops as well? Well, that's something for the club to look into. If there's enough demand, people have to ask, and that's how we find out these things.
Too right. It's great that we can have these conversations, like you said. Having this link like we do.
It's must be a marketing dream, this, Josh.
Oh, you have no idea. It's incredible. It's dreamland.
We're just going to carry on in that dreamland about the teams there. Thank God for Bernard McWilliams. Gateshead Central, Pure, Raw, Team Valley, MOT, Utility and Dawson and Sanderson. And we don't say this lightly, like with Patrick as well. We appreciate every company that gets involved. Yeah. I know I did speak to one of the people from Raw. They want to come on the podcast in the future, and we'll gladly have them on. Any company that is, lending their name, financial backing and time deserves a mention, and we appreciate it. And that goes for all of the sponsors around the pitch as well. Every one of them is very much appreciated by Gated fans, and it's not just a sign that everyone ignores. It's something that we really do appreciate, because for many years at Gated, we didn't have many, or if any at all. So to see that many companies, local companies, national companies, international companies getting involved with Gateshead is truly just, it's a beautiful thing. Someone said lives, but I think a suggestion inbox is needed. I think that could be very full at the moment. But if anyone does have any more questions for Josh, please send them in. And but Josh, you were down at Wembley. It was a hell of a occasion. You managed to share a couple of pints on the night before. The atmosphere was something special, and the day itself, it wasn't to be, but what an occasion.
Oh, incredible. Like, to see all your fans there as well. And like, I've never sort of been in more of a positive fan base than I have been when I was there. You were also like, sort of like very welcoming of everyone, and even the away supporters, we're mingling with them, and it was just a great occasion for you all, and just us to be part of it was just incredible, and to meet you all again was great.
Well, and bringing it back to Patrick, not intentionally, but the amount of the Patrick shirts that were on display down there as well, it was like everywhere you looked, it wasn't just the old classic shirts, it was the new shirt as well. Wow.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? I mean, I got there quite early on that day, and you started seeing them all sort of like pinging up, and you just knew that you've done something right. If that's what's happening, and there's a real element of pride, you could see in everybody's faces, and just more than happy to be part of your journey. And like you said, it's dreamland for me, because having this conversation with you on a daily basis, and seeing what you guys are up to too, and what the team's up to, it's just a joy. And like I said, that extends to everybody at Patrick. So,
well, I think he's become one. But does Josh support Gateshead? I think it's hard not to at the minute, isn't it?
It's very hard not to. Who doesn't support Gateshead is more the question.
It's honest, Josh. It gets under your skin.
Yeah.
No,
you speak to them, and
we have an answer for this question as well. Will you come with games?
Yeah, I will. I'll be coming on Saturday. Saturday, isn't it? Saturday. Yeah. I'll be there. Just look out for me. I'll be around, like, frantically getting some content as well. So if anyone wants to, someone come and say hi, I will be that guy that'll say hi back. Don't you worry.
Fantastic. And
can I ask you, Josh? Sorry, Dave, and I'll keep cutting across everyone.
It's great.
When you're designing the shirts, Do you get told by the club what type of thing they're after, or do you design a shirt and then put the samples to them?
So we've got a really talented design team, and they research everything to do with your club. There's probably a little bit of guidance, but a lot of it comes from the thinking tank. It's very much, we research things. I mean, the intricate details of that metal work in the Angel. You know, I've seen documents that were put together by our talented crew where they were just explaining the inspiration behind it. And it was a joy to go through that document, in fact, because as a football kit fan myself, this is again dreamland. I'm obsessed with everything to do with football shirt culture, Mickey, and being able to see how your shirt is born and then worn, you know, is just incredible. It's great for them, and it's great for me as a fan of that too. So in answer to your question, yeah, there's probably a little bit of back and forth, but I think, you know, Bernard and everybody at Gateshead are, you know, very trusting of us, and know that we can do things like this. And it's just credit to you guys to give us that creative freedom.
Oh, fantastic.
Is there any chance of a video of us seeing them being made?
Well, that's what I'm thinking of doing. Yeah. I think that's so important to show you what goes on, because it is very complex at times. And the machinery that we've got and the way in which we're able to put things together, like your badge, seeing that being embroidered onto your merch, it was like, whoa, the way it was programmed in. And because it's quite an intricate badge you've got, you know, and that was being embroidered in front of us. And it was just really interesting to see. And if that's interesting for me, I know that's interesting for others. And in answer to your question there again, we'll get something put together. And we'll be,
because I think it'd be great to see it from the drawing board actually being made.
Absolutely.
That's definitely a 10-minute documentary in there for you, Josh. Or even longer. We've got one second. Yeah, we've got more questions. Josh, do you plan on making any more special merch for the club? I'm guessing is it if there's demand and you know, if there's something, you're not just going to pump something out for the sake of it.
No. But trust me, there's ideas, there's things being spoken about, and we're not just ready to sit down. We're very driven, and we know how much you love to show your support through what you wear. And you know, us being the brand that, you know, are in charge of it for you, we feel that there's so many opportunities. So, you know, maybe even like getting a fans forum together and just saying, listen, this is what we want, this is what we need, this is what we would love to wear, and then we can just sort of work together and get something out there, you know. So very open to suggestions, and excited to see what we come up with.
I'm guessing you're a very forward-thinking company, but also look to the past, and there's a lot of retro shirts of Patrick that people are very fond of, boots as well. We've got this in here. Do you see a line, obviously maybe not just for Gateshead, but for other clubs where you go down that retro route of the like 80s style with a modern twist?
Yeah, I do. I mean, very much a heritage brand. In fact, one of the oldest like sports brands around, in fact, and not a lot of people know that. You know, we celebrate our heritage, and you know, we've, like you said, we are very forward thinking. You know, the fact that we are doing these wonderful things with you and other clubs as well. You know, we're showing that we've got this forward thinking power, but we can't ignore the roots of that. You know, the Kevin Keegan era, you know, the fact that everybody enjoyed wearing the boots. Like, whenever I say to anybody now, I'm like, you know, I work for Patrick, I had a pair of those boots. We never wore. I've still got them. They're still like they were new, you know, and you know, the quality of materials that we use as well was just incredible. And I feel that, in answer to your question, David, I think that's something that we are already doing in the lifestyle range. So if you were to go onto our website for the lifestyle range, we do have a lot of, you know, kits on there that are celebrated the past and such. But it'd be really nice to sort of, you know, maybe do a retro version for a club as such. So trust me, I'm all over it. It's so exciting.
I've already got a suggestion. Those Liverpool Patrick boots, the shoes, Gateshead ones. You
know what?
You should say that because my mate Steve has just bought a pair of the Patrick Liverpools.
Oh,
Really?
The white ones with the red and blue. Oh, yeah, they're very nice, very nice.
Well, he got the black ones actually. It just reminded me of the Kevin Keegan boots.
Yeah, lovely. Fans forum would be a great idea.
Yeah.
Would absolutely attend if available. Well, it's fantastic. Great to see. I mean, obviously, we're just going to, while we've got on here, of course, new transfers will come into the first team. Archie Mayer has joined the club on loan for the season. Impressive 45 minutes against Sunderland. Looks good with his feet. Looked like he had been with the club all season, all last season, to be honest, the way he settled in. So we're excited to see that. Josh, you don't mind staying with us for the last 10 minutes, do you? Are you all right?
Not even a question. Not
All
even.
right.
I'll see you later then, Josh.
Remember, there's still a chance to win a Patrick Heat Army branded polo t-shirt in size large. So if you'd like to enter #Patrick, and we'll get that to you if you're lucky enough to win. So we'll be doing that in 5 minutes, and we'll let Josh let us know when to click it. So he's in charge. So you can do that. But also as well, while we're on, of course, it's not just the men that look good in the top, the ladies as well.
Yes.
They've been modelling the shirt, Dion and Jess. There we go. But there is some new arrivals, and Mickey's our man in the know of the ladies team. I'll bring up the first one here. This one there is Kaz Campbell.
Yeah, Kaz come in, and I was speaking to Carl on Tuesday night, and he's quite excited with the signings the lasses have made so far. We'll have to be careful, because if Kaz is apparently a teacher, so if we work ourselves, we might get stuck in the corner.
That seems like that's a definite for you, Mickey.
So I mean, she's played for South Shields women as well, but she's took time out to do her teaching.
If she plays anything like Adam, then we'll be pretty happy.
The battle of the Campbells for goals, then it's going to be.
Well, I think she's a midfielder, defender. I mean, Geordie there, who you just brought up, by all accounts, is a really, really good player as well. She was at Northumbria Uni last year.
Where does she play? What position, Mickey?
She's a right wing back. But she can play further forward as well. I was actually watching the training the other day, and you know when you've watched training before, and the lasses are pretty bob on, but some of the first touches you can see they're really sharp this summer. Apparently Hugo's got them doing 5K runs. So
it sounds like they're building nicely. The team seems to be coming on a bit.
Yeah, I know Carl's happy with the signings, and I've spoken to some of the lasses on the day as well. They're happy to be here. And the lasses who are already there are happy they're there as well.
So I just saw some messages there from the
Paris in the corner. But we do have another signing as well to talk about, and I will just there we go.
Lily just turned up at the trials. She was playing at the Washington under 17s, I think it was.
Yep.
And she's come in, and she's going to be Carly's understudy. And what I seen of her in training the other day, it looks like we're going to have two excellent keepers. Well, her handling was really good.
You want another goalkeeper pushing you, so it can only be benefit the squad.
Mickey, any idea Mickey, when's the season starting? Is there any news on that yet?
The AGM's next week, so we'll find out next week when the season kicks off. I know we've got 2 friendlies so far. The dates are sketchy, but on the Gateshead ladies' Twitter. But I heard there's another 4 being added to that.
Oh, wow.
When I find out the details for that, I'll pass them on to Dave. I've also had a word with Carl about when we'll have the podcast where we get the fixture, where they're playing, how to get there, the postcode. So hopefully, it's great, and
bit of promotion.
I hope Josh Shaw with Patrick. I hope the lasses get all the same gear as the lads as well. So I know the manager's asking for a bench coat because he didn't get one last year. Carl, tell us to slide that one in.
There we go. Mickey's on the take, and just obviously we haven't got long left. There's a couple of this event next Thursday night. We'll move the podcast, of course, to either Wednesday or Friday to not steal any thunder from the comedy night. But a great lineup. Get yourself along. Gav Webster, Matt Reed, John Scott, and Al Stevenson. Absolutely fantastic. And
nearly forgot Holly O, by the way.
Oh, did we forget Holly? I haven't got that picture, so that was my fault. Apologies there. We'll go to that.
Holly's ex-Leeds, which was at Wallsend last season. Right. So, by all accounts, she's a very good defender as well. So, well done to Carl, and it's really promising for the lasses. There's more signings coming.
Yep.
Sounds like he's done his homework, doesn't it? He's definitely
certainly done a great job, and I know the lasses have all got great respect for Carl, Hugo, and Rusty.
Yeah,
and I think it promises to be a very good season for the girls. To be fair,
well, just don't forget about the under-16. Some of the most talented girls in the area. Hopefully, we'll see some of those girls progress through as well.
Yeah, and hopefully they do progress through into the first team, which is great.
I tell you what, there's a lot of positivity around the club, isn't there? You know, with obviously Patrick, with Josh, then obviously the ladies' teams, men's team. You know, it's all going in the right direction.
Our team,
our team.
Crikey.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
you've got a minute left to get your hashtag Patrick's in, so do that, and then Josh can tell us when to press it. But just before we do that, as I say, please do like and subscribe. We want to get as many people talking about it. This isn't a podcast that we don't have the amount of followers to make a load of money. We're not making any money. It's not about that, the subscribers. It's about trying to hit the algorithm and get more people the visibility of Gateshead Football Club, not the podcast. It's about the football club. That's what we want. And obviously with the help of Patrick and our sponsors, Northern Print Solutions, who we're always very thankful to as well, we're able to do this, and hopefully we can reach more people, get them to a match, and get them also as well, wink wink, in more Patrick merch. So it's all a big circle. Also as well, we forgot to mention Carl Magny has signed on for as well. It kind of went under the radar, that one, a little bit. Everyone kind of forgot about it because he played in pre-season already. But they've managed to tie up his contract, and he is on board for another season. And Liv, she's just trying to get on our good side. She's put our podcast is the best. And also as Liv, it was lovely to see her on Saturday as well. It was Saturday. So I hope she's on the mend. And also big thank you.
Unfortunately, she's not.
No. Big thank you. Big thank you to everyone that also inquired about my mum. She's out of hospital now. She's on the mend. She's got a little way to go, but she's in a bit of pain, but she's doing all right. And apparently Bernard's put hashtag Martin. He doesn't want to answer. He doesn't want to enter, so he didn't put that. So hashtag. I can one second. I can confirm that living in the UK territory of Cyprus will donate the shirt to my brother, the kit man, or Scott, my brother, whose birthday it is today. Well, happy birthday, Scott. So we'll see if that comes in there. And
I'll give him a kiss at the match. He normally sits in front of me. Poor lad.
What 79 pence is, but thank you for the message. I don't know. I don't know if that's an offer for a shirt, but it'll cost a lot more than that. Josh, are you ready to send us away?
Oh, I'm ready to send us away. Let's unveil our winner.
All right, there we go. Good luck, everybody. And we're going through them. Oh, hey, David Chambers. David will be at the game. When he comes to the commentary desk on Saturday, I'll hand him over his shirt. And apologies as well to Darren Walden. I forgot his quote from the back end of last season. I will get it to him. But he isn't in the game till October, but hopefully Liv will be there. We've got a message here from Patrick Story, Buzzing Mags, stuck around, I reckon, coach and scouting roles back in the future, legend. And
some good experience there, isn't there, having Mags around the club? You know what I mean?
Yeah. A nice message there from Patrick Story. Well, Josh, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on.
Josh, likewise, always a pleasure.
Once again, thank you to everyone at Patrick and yourself. We are
massive thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. It's our pleasure. It's our pleasure.
So it's fantastic. As ever, like, subscribe. If you are unable to watch the game on Saturday, sorry, if you're not able to be at the game on Saturday, if you'd missed out on a ticket, there is a stream via the National League TV streaming service, $9.99. If you're working and have to have it in your ear and listen, you can listen on YouTube via our YouTube channel. Of course, as well, the comedy night. Let's not forget, next Thursday night, get yourself along. You'll have an absolute cracker of a night. Josh and Adam have been absolutely fantastic. We've got a message here. Great stream. Thank you very much. We've got well done. There we go. Cheers. Roll on August and Saturday. And Mickey, did you hear the Sunderland fan in our end on Saturday? He was in front of you. Well,
yes,
you heard him. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, on that note, we'll see. Our kickoff is 12:15, isn't it? On Saturday. Yeah,
so,
is
it? Oh, right. Okay.
So
might see some of you up there then.
Hopefully we do. And if you see Josh, everyone give him a wave. And I'm
going to give him a kiss.
I'm looking forward to
I'm going to put my best lipstick on and all.
It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day. Even better now.
It's a 12:30 kickoff. Sorry, I'm part of the broadcast. It's 12:30 kickoff. Right. On that note, everybody, thank you very much. See you next time, and remember, subscribe to the show. Bye.
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 Oh, helps if I press end. Are we off? It's taking its time.
Know.
We're still live.
We're still live. It's taking its time. We're still here, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye. At least I'm not swearing this time at the end of the show.
I know it hasn't went off. This is quite worrying.
Yeah, I have to.
Josh, you're not going home. Yeah.
Now we can end it.